Radical Reggie back at you with another video, and I brought two friends along. We have John from Intrigue Gaming.
Hello, everyone.
We have Joe from Media Glitch.
Hey, Reggie. Thanks for having me on the show again.
Awesome, man. And today we're doing a video about 3 games we could play for the rest of our lives, never get tired of. But before that, check out our video of 3 games we cannot play anymore on Joel's channel, Media Glitch. 3 games that we've beaten and we just can never play them again because they're so horrible.
Never again. Never again.
Definitely check that out. It'll have a link in the description below. And
come to my channel and check it out. And subscribe while you're there.
And subscribe. All right. I want to start off with a game I've been playing recently. I can't believe this game is so new, and it made the list pretty much. And for the rest of my life, I will probably play this game and never get tired of it. And that game is Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 3 is my favorite Resident Evil game in the series. It always has been. It's a fast-paced action game. The original was really good with a lot of the choices it had, Nemesis and all that stuff. It had one of the best endings in a Resident Evil game. Like, it gave you closure. So with the remake, they had a lot to expand upon if they wanted to. They could, because the game was originally going to be a side game, the original Resident Evil 3 was, before they added the 3 to it to make it a main series. So this one, they had the opportunity to make it really massive and everything like that. Now, they weren't able to do that. I don't know if it was because of time strain, like deadlines and all that stuff, but what they did put in this game really lived up to my expectations of it. And I actually got a platinum trophy on the game. I put almost 40 hours into the game, and I'm still not tired of it. Like, even before I go to bed, sometimes I'm like, hey, should I play some Resident Evil 3 tonight? Beat that real fast and, go to bed. That's how much I like this game. And if you haven't played this game, you heard some bad reviews about it, it's too short. Don't listen to none of that. I mean, not every game needs to be super long. I mean, my first time playing this game, it took me, I think, around 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6, I don't know. But, what you're going to remember about a game mostly is your first time going through it. The first experience is going to be the experience you remember, like, forever, pretty much. So this was a great experience. Has good replay value, has extra modes in it, like the Resident Evil Resistance, if you like to play online and all that good stuff. But Resident Evil 3 is going to be my first choice. All right, so John, I'm going to go ahead and hand it to you.
All right, so my first game is a PC game. I got this way back in the day. I actually found the receipt on the inside of the box. I'll have to look at that later and see when I bought it. I think back in 2005 it came out. But Gun for the PC. This game was also released on the GameCube, I believe the PlayStation 2, and even a PSP got a release, I believe. It's made by Neversoft. They made games like Tony Hawk, some other games published by Activision. But this game, this is the godfather of Red Dead Redemption in my eyes. I beat this game countless times sitting on my computer back in 05, I guess. There's a couple tricks you could do to find in the game. There's so many things of gold. You have to mine gold to get money to buy weapon upgrades and other things. So there's a little cheat that I found myself. This was the days before a lot of the cheat Code Central. Maybe it was about the only internet site out there. Yeah, you remember that?
Code Central, yeah, dude.
Yeah, so you could turn off the draw distance. You can max out the draw distance, and then you can turn off the fog. And if you looked around the map, it's an open world game. So you look around the map, and you can see where all the little gold deposits are and be like, okay, one's over there, and go and, max out your character pretty fast. This game's awesome. If you like Westerns, even if you don't like Westerns, even if you just like action games, has a pretty good story to it. Intense Western action. The ending is, some people would say it's not the greatest ending, but I loved it. I mean, it was enough of a finale for me.
Right.
But tons of fun with this game. I could pop it in right now and play it again. And when I was capturing the gameplay footage for it, I didn't want to stop. I might just beat it in the next couple hours, to be honest.
There you go, man. And that game came under some controversy back in the day because, there was the whole scalping issue. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No.
You got to scalp people in that game, and they thought that was a little bit.
Yeah. You can. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, it was brutal, man.
I don't think I lived in the U.S. when this game came out. So what happened?
It was gruesome that you could scalp people, take their hair piece, basically.
When you said scalping, I thought you meant how people scalp tickets.
I did
Like
too.
this was a game to advance. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay.
So Joel, I'm gonna hand it to you, man. What do you got?
A game that I can play, man, countless times, and I have. I platinumed it on the PS3. I platinumed it on the PS4. I played it through with John from Intrigue Gaming. I've played it through with a ton of people. If you ask me to play this game through with you, I almost will say yes every time if I'm not too busy. And that is Resident Evil 5. And in my opinion is one of the greatest multiplayer games in the past like 20 years, man. I love that game so much. It's just so much fun. And especially after you maxed out your character, you maxed out your ammo and your guns, and you're just like blowing everything up. It's so much fun. I don't know. I don't know what I can say about it. I know a lot of people don't like this game. I know this.
I had a good time. I had a really good time playing it with you. I mean, we ran through it because, like you said, you're maxed out. You had the unlimited ammo and everything like that. But it's a lot of action in this one, I believe.
I remember Shella was a really good character in that game, introduced in that game. Very likable character. And at the time, that Resident Evil 5 was probably the best looking game.
Beautiful.
With the environment wise, you know, being in Africa and everything. Like I remember that Jeep level when you're being chased and it's showing like the sun in the background.
Oh yeah.
And everything like that. So really, I mean, I know most Resident Evil games are like kind of like they look busted because there's zombies and outbreaks and all that going on, but that game has some pretty good scenery in it. So
yeah, I love this game, and I'll play it till the day I die. I love it so much. I'll play it on every system. I got it so many systems. It's crazy. So
can I ask you one thing? Did you play the DLC for it?
Oh yeah, everything. Man.
Okay.
Yeah. When you go back into the mansion, yeah, man, that was awesome, man. Yeah, cool, good stuff.
So guys, before we move on with the video, let us know what games that are your favorites, the games you can always play over time and still like have the same love for them. We'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. So my next game here is going to be a game I talked about on the channel before. Some of you guys may recognize it, some may not. And that is Steambot Chronicles for the PS2 system. Now, Steambot Chronicles is a bit of a different game because it's a sandbox game. You know, like pretty much a game you can go anywhere you want. Not at first, but later on in the game. But it's a steampunk game where you use these vehicles called Tropmobiles to travel around. So they do have cars in the game, but they're more like 1930s type cars and everything. Nothing real fast and nothing like that. But they have these Tropmobiles that are really cool, so that kind of get you around from area to area. Now, one of the things I really liked about this game is it has a lot of charm in it. You know, that's one of the best things for me. Like it's funny, it's charming. The characters are really likable. And the voice acting was really well done in this game. Lots of funny like dialogue options in this game that'll make you laugh. And also in this game, there's two different endings, and you could kind of switch whether you want to be a good guy or a bad guy in the middle of a game. So it really feels like something very unique. And I was hoping that Irem was actually going to come out with a sequel for this game, but unfortunately, they went the pachinko route, so they didn't finish this game, unfortunately. But Steambot Chronicles is definitely a game I feel like it was ahead of its time. It's just a game I really enjoy, and I just never get tired of it. You know, it's one of those games that I felt like I was kind of sad that it ended. You know, like you want to keep playing still, but you know, hey, all good things must come to an end. So, have you guys played Steambot Chronicles before? Heard of it?
I want to check it out though.
I haven't either. I've heard you talk about it a couple times on your channel. It seems really interesting. I mean, if I could find it for the right price, or if you can get a double you want to give me.
Hey, you know, no problem, man. That's what they're for.
Sure.
So, but this is considered my favorite PS2 game of all time. That's what I told people, and I still to this day I feel that way about this game. It's unfortunate that nobody really knows about it because you know it's just they didn't really put it out there that much, like really promote it. So there's no downloadable copy of the game out there, at least officially. So hopefully more people they'll do something like that to get the game's name out there, or even make a sequel. We'll see how it goes. John, what do you got for us?
All right, for my second game I can just beat over and over and over is Borderlands 2.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is. I love loot games like Diablo 2, where you just RPG, kill a massive amount of enemies, bandits in this case, and psychos, and you just upgrade your weapons. You get all these crazy weapons that do different things. The commentary and the story in this game is funny. A lot of people think Clap. You have this little robot friend. His name's Claptrap. He's a little bit annoying, but then you have the main villain is Handsome Jack, and he comes at you with some of the funniest dialogue throughout the game. And it's one of those games, it's, you know, a never-ending loot quest. Even after you beat the story, it's one of those games that just open up after you beat the story, always trying to get better weapons, better armor, whatever it may be. I've played it through all 4 different characters in this game and still play it to this day. I love it. I have multiple copies of it. I have a PS3 copy. I have it on Steam. I have it on PS4 in the Handsome Jack collection. This is a game I just can't ever get enough of. And I find myself, if I'm bored and I don't know what to play, I'll just pop in Borderlands 2.
Nice, man. I wanted to ask, did you ever play Tales of Borderlands?
I never got into any of the Tales games. I've heard a lot of good things about that. That was sort of early in the Tales.
You would definitely like it if you like Borderlands 2. It kind of continues the story a little bit of, you know, Handsome Jack afterwards. So definitely something you should check out. But cool,
yeah,
man.
I'll do that.
I've never.
Joel,
I played a Borderlands game, but I've never beaten one, and I lose interest. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know.
Well, the story doesn't really pull you in. At least with the first one, from what I remember, the first one was like, what is going on here?
First one is it could be a little bland, a little boring. The thing with the second one, it sort of expands on the first one. The unique thing about the first one, it's a first-person shooting RPG, you know, and that was, I think, pretty new at the time. And then by the second one, they polished the story, they polished the gameplay, and it really opened it up. And I fell in love with it. I mean, it's not for everyone. Apparently, Joel doesn't like it, but I love it.
I don't hate it either, but it's just I can't get into it, man. I don't know. I have a hard time with FPSs to begin with. That's me. So
Joel, what's your game, man? What do you got for us?
So my game is it's 2 games, but it's 1 game in my heart. It's weird. It's interesting because when I made the jump from the Sega Master System to the Sega Genesis, I remember seeing ads in GamePro and EGM of like Altered Beast, and I remember looking at those graphics and going, oh my gosh, it's like real life, man. I need to have this system, you know. And but when you bought a Sega Genesis back then, they would send you a free game. I don't know if you remember that, Reggie.
It took like 8 weeks though.
I don't remember, but I feel like I got them, man, relatively at the same time. And I'm talking about Altered Beast and Golden Axe. Like, they're my 2 first games on the Sega Genesis. I only have Altered Beast, oddly enough, because every Golden Axe I come across doesn't have the manual in it, or the cover is just beat up. I don't have a good one, so I still have to get that, but I'm showing you Golden Axe right now. I mean, Altered Beast, sorry. And these games, I don't know how many streams I've beat them on, you know, just countless. I can't even count, but I just love playing those games. I never get sick of Agar, like, is my favorite level boss of all time, which is in the first like the devil guy is throwing his heads in Altered Beast. And then I absolutely love every tune in Golden Axe, and I just play it because it's just so nostalgic to me. You know, it just takes me right back to simpler times, man, when we didn't have to worry about all the things we have to worry about now. It just, and it's just so relaxing to me, so much fun. I never get bored. I'm never like, oh man, I gotta beat this again. Never. I just want to play and play it and play it and play it. I love it so much.
I don't know if you noticed, Joel, but that game spawned 2 sequels. One on the Game Boy Advance that's actually really good, and there's one on the PS2 that I can't really speak for. But
oh yeah, you're talking about Altered Beast, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Golden Axe has 4.
Does
4
it?
Different games, I guess.
Oh yeah, Golden Axe 2, 3, Death Adder, the Fighting. That's more than that, actually.
No,
wow.
5 because Beast Rider as well.
Yeah, so very cool, man.
Yeah, that's my number 2.
That's your number 2. Okay, my last one is a game that you guys probably would expect. I don't know. I did a bunch of live streams on my channel back in the day playing this. I'm the biggest fan of this series. There's nobody bigger on the Ys series than me. Right, Joe? No, I'm just kidding. But
That's a bold
Ys
statement,
8.
dude.
I know, right? It's a bold statement, man. But Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, or Dinah, however you want to pronounce her name. This game brought so much joy to me. It really got me back into action RPGs. I thought that I was pretty much just done with them at that point. You know, I just played Tales of Zestria, and this game has really brought me back into it. You know, the character development, the whole mystery of the island and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first Ys game I actually beat, and you don't need to beat them in order or anything like that. You should play the first 2 first if you could get.
That's the first Ys game you beat?
Yeah, this is the first one I beat.
What? Reggie,
yeah, I
that's
gotta go back.
I'm pretty new to the Ys series too. That was the first Ys game I ever played. Was Ys.
That blows.
I didn't want to tell
mind.
Joel that. This is my first time revealing that to him. This is the first Ys and only Ys game I've ever beat. So
wait, and the only
that's out of the bag.
The only Ys game you ever beat?
Yeah, I'm still working on the other ones, Joel. It's just, you know how it goes, man. So
man, that's news to me, man. That is crazy news to me. Seriously.
Yeah, man. I mean, I never finished the other ones because somewhere in the story I would fall off from it, and I almost beat E7. I take that back. I beat E6. I'm sorry, man. I did.
I thought you were gonna
E6
say
years ago.
Celceta. I was like, that's the worst one.
Celceta, no, I didn't beat that one, unfortunately. But this Ys, if you're just starting into the Ys series, you could definitely start with this one.
Oh, it's a great starting point.
Huh?
It's a great starting point.
It's a great starting point, but you can play the original games, Origins, and all that stuff, the remakes on PSP. But this
Origins
one
actually is a probably better starting point.
Probably is.
About it.
But this one just really pulled me in with the whole thing on the boat, being lost in the island, meeting people, trying to gather people in the village, and try to see what the mystery of the island. Because there's some crazy stuff going on in this game. You don't know, you have a hint to what's going on a little bit, but it gets pretty serious. And I think it was just a really good experience for me at the time. And it really put me onto the company Falcom. I think, is it Falcom?
Yeah, Falcom, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I never really looked at them that hard before, but after they put this out, I was like, dude, this game is great. So that is my game, my final game. John, I'm going to hand it to you.
Man, I don't know if I can top that one. My final game is my favorite game of all time, and that is Super Mario World.
I'm not familiar with that.
How can you not love this game and play it over?
What is that?
Over. Then Reggie.
He knows what Mario game I like the best.
Yeah, I mean it's a close battle between Mario 3 and Super Mario World. I probably have more time into Mario 3 than I do Super Mario World, and that's only because
they're both.
I had it for longer because it came out before Mario World. Yeah. As soon as this came out, it blew me away with the colors are just a little brighter from Mario 3. The world and the map system is different. Yoshi is in there. Not as many suits and power-ups for Mario, but amazing game. When I play this, I run through the first couple levels like it's nothing. And then, as I get further in, it takes me longer and longer. But a game I'll never stop playing. I even got my daughter. She's pretty young. This is a timeless game. She loves it, and she can't stop playing it. So it's one of those games that I think will be a part of gaming forever. All new generations come along.
Have you unlocked all the secrets in the game?
I don't think I've got all the secrets. I've got to the Star Road and all the red blocks and all the blocks and things like that.
You know what's funny about that game? Like Star Road, obviously, is like what you would think is one of the hardest secrets to find. For me, it was a soda fountain lake, I think, under the first bridge, where there's a lake where you go to it. It has one of the only enemies, an enemy called Torpedo Ted. That's the only level he's in. And the reason I found out about it because when I beat the game, it showed the credits and they said Torpedo Ted. I was like, who is this? I never saw this enemy before. What level is it? And then I found out he was on that level, and I was like, wow, that's the only level he's on. So yeah, Torpedo Ted. That was the last secret I learned in that game, which is kind of weird, but
yeah.
And that dungeon music is just so good, man.
The music is man. I'm gonna hop off here and play it maybe. Anyways,
it is. It's. I mean, that's a great pick. Not lie. It's
all right, Joel. What is your final game? Can you blow us away?
Joel. It was
Well,
send us home.
let me just say, for Reggie's final game, I probably have 140 hours into that game, and I just had to beat it on Nightmare to get the platinum. I love Ease-A, and then your last pick was amazing too. I don't even know how many hours I have. If you total lifetime hours into Super Mario World, it's crazy. But neither of those games have as much time played as the last game I'm about to show. And if you are a watcher of Media Glitch, this won't surprise anybody who knows the show. So I'll just lift them up right now. And we're talking about Revenge of Shinobi. These are several different copies I have. If you look behind me, you can even see the Japanese Mega Drive. I didn't get the Genesis Mini because that has Shinobi 3, and that's garbage. I'm just kidding. It's not garbage. I'm kidding.
Shots fired.
But it's not the best. Revenge of Shinobi is the best. Revenge of Shinobi it's your favorite one because you can't get past level 1 of Revenge of Shinobi. That's why that's there.
Oh man, Joe.
Shots fired. Now low blows.
I'll Joe do that to me right now.
Listen, if people got good at the Revenge of Shinobi, they would see all the awesome stuff that's in there. And I understand like Shinobi 3 is good. I'm not knocking it. It's a great game. But man, to me, I think music wise, levels, everything, it's just Revenge of Shinobi is where it's at for me. I can play that game over and over and over again, and I'm still finding like little crazy things you can do in that game. I just love it so much. I have a Revenge of Shinobi tribute episode on my channel, and I tell a story. I think it's in that of Revenge of Shinobi and why I love it so much. I can't remember if it's in that. If it's not, it should be. But I love the game, man. Every aspect of it. It is, to me, it's my favorite game of all time. So I never get tired of playing that game. So, and if you haven't played, do yourself a favor, check it out.
All right, cool. I'm gonna kind of throw a wrench in here, but I wanted to do maybe an honorable mention.
Yeah.
You guys have any honorable mentions? Maybe you guys have, or
yeah, I could find one.
All right, so I have this one right here, and some of you guys may recognize this game or not. I got to give it up for Hunting Ground.
Oh, yeah.
Hunting Ground is a fantastic survival horror. I really feel like it was going to be a sequel to Clock Tower, but they changed the name for whatever reason, I guess. So definitely a really cool survival horror game you guys should check out.
Right on.
Very nice. Well, honorable mention. I love aviation. I've always been into aviation. This is a game that probably helped spark that love. And just because it's a fun fly around, shoot stuff up, Star Wars Rogue Squadron on the N64. It was one of the few games I had on the N64. And it's just that first level in Hoth is amazing. Wrapping up the AT-ATs, taking them down. It brought you into the movie in my eyes. All right, Joel, do you have an honorable mention for us?
I do, but I'd have to go grab it. But mine is actually, I will grab it. Hold on. I'll just cut.
There you go, man. It's all right.
Okay, I found the games. Man, I couldn't find them for a second there, and I have like parties at my house and my friends come over, and I trust all my friends, but I was kind of starting to doubt some of them. But I did find it, and I actually have. I'll show you this. Ready? Mystic Defender for the Sega Genesis, and I actually have 3 copies, and I could only find 2. The third one somewhere, and I'm not a hoarder or anything, but I'll tell you why I have these, Reggie. So, and it's pretty radical why. I have this one here is Mystic Defender, the US version. This one is the Japanese version, and in the Japanese version, he's actually, and this is the sequel to Spellcaster for the Master System. I don't know if people know this, but because he's a monk, he wears a robe, and he and it looks like he's running around killing people in a dress. And I actually did a whole huge episode on all that. It's pretty funny. Go check it out. Maybe Reggie could put it in the comment section. Yep. And so in the American version, they took it out, which is this. And so he doesn't have his dress. He's dressed kind of like a hero would dress or something. And so, but this version actually got pulled from shelves later because on the last boss, I don't know how it got through, the lady's naked and you save in your, you know, your the love of your life, but she's, you know, nothing. She's wearing nothing.
You find your princess totally naked. I remember as a kid, I was like,
Has anybody seen this? No? Okay.
So then they pulled that and they got the third version. Well, yeah, technically the third version. And that's where she has a dress and stuff. So I have all the versions because I really like that game. Funny thing though is I didn't like the game when I bought it. This is actually the first Sega Genesis purchase outside of the 2 free games they give you. And I bought this and I was so disappointed because the controls are kind of weird when you first start playing. Something doesn't feel right. And then you know, like I said, you buy a game for $60 when you're young, you just got to deal with it. And I ended up falling in love with this game and I just love it so much. So that's my honorable mention. And I know that was a lot of information.
So how do you have to get to the last level to see which version did you have of the US version? Because I just recently picked that game up. It's a pretty hard game. I've only got to the second level boss.
Yeah. What I did to find mine is I just go into a retro store and say, hey, I want to buy this, but I need to check something. Is it cool if I just play through it? And so they were like, yeah, sure, you know. And man, I can probably beat it in like seriously 15-20 minutes. And so
Wow.
you can go through it pretty quick. Not that, maybe about 25 minutes, I guess.
Okay.
You know, if I do it well and I'm practiced up. But yeah, so that's how I had to find my copies.
Very cool, man. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, hey, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said earlier, make sure you go check out the video we did on Joel's channel, Media Glitch. We did one about games that we will never play again or never beat again. So definitely check that video out.
That's a great video.
And I'm going to end it here. Jonathan Intrigue Gaming, check out his channel.
Yes,
And
please
of course,
do.
who I just mentioned, Joel, check out his channel, especially that video. So, Radical Reggie, and we will see you guys later.